Howdy, hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to As Told by Ari. I'm gonna make this super short, super to the point. It's been like 2 weeks since our last post. There's been a lot going on. We've had an election. We've had a lot of tragic things happen in my hometown, Pittsburgh, unfortunately. So, you know, your girl has really just been trying to get her bearings. So I am sorry for the little hiatus, but I did need to take a little bit of some personal time to kind of get myself together with some personal stuff and with academics. So thanks so much for coming back, guys. Real fast, hit the subscribe button. You know, you won't get the notification all the time, I promise. I'm not going to spam you with videos and all these things. But I am going to try and start doing it on a weekly basis, hopefully after I graduate. So hold on to your seats, ladies and gents. Things are going to get great here after December 14th. So keep your girl in your prayers. That being said, this is really just going to be a quick little video. As you guys know, it was election day yesterday. And while I'm sure so many people would have rather I made this video yesterday, something was really telling me that, like, I just needed to wait, you know? I feel like I needed to kind of get myself together. I felt a lot of anxiety yesterday. I felt a lot of just not positive feelings, you know? I didn't like it. So rather than forcing a video, I waited, and here it is. So biggest thing on why voting is important, okay? I heard a lot of things as to why certain people weren't voting yesterday. And while, you know, I will say that I say this respectfully, understanding that not everyone is going to take this respectfully, but there's literally no reason not to vote. There's like literally no reason not to vote. The biggest thing that I'm hearing right now on the millennial wave, and yes, I said millennial wave because I've never heard this from any other generation in my entire life, is that voting is the illusion of choice, okay? And I'm going to be real. On some level, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I understand that they say the people pick the people who are on the ballot. We all know that not to be true. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that we have full 100% choice, okay? But understand this, especially my minority people, my people of color, my LGBTQIAs, every minority group. Hear me when I say this. Even if you believe it is the illusion of choice, there are very real consequences to your inaction, okay? There's a lot of really, really bad stuff that can happen, okay? Let's take, for instance, the president, okay? I don't really care what your political views are. I hate the man. I hate him, okay? I think he's a fascist. I think he's a bigot. I think he's a racist. I think he's a sexist. He's a rapist. He's an actual rapist. And I think that he is literally the downfall of our country. The only thing that he is proven well for is to make people act. And that's after they gave him 2 years from their inaction. So when people don't vote, when you don't use your God-given right as a citizen, okay? I'm not going to go I'm not going to shame you. I'm not going to make you feel guilty about the ancestors that died to give us the right to vote, because that's true. You already know that, okay? That's not stopping you, okay? But what should be stopping you from not acting, what should be stopping you from not voting, is the fact that real men, women, and children have died because the people who do vote are voting people in that could care less if we are breathing. They could care less if we're free and safe. They could care less if we are even here to begin with, okay? They've made it known. They've spoken it out loud. They've put it in their messages. They've sent it in email, on poster. Their fans are saying these things. As Andrew Gilliam says, I'm not going to sit here and say that you're racist if you're saying you're not. But the racists are saying that you're racist. What does that tell you? These people vote. Somehow, the worst of the worst get the worst of the worst to vote. And unfortunately, because of your inaction, and I'm not putting all of it on you. I'm not putting all of every issue on non-voters. But I am saying that you are the literal one issue, like the one part of the issue that we can fix. All it takes you to do is 10 minutes. Hit a screen. For those of you that have to do paper, fill it out and turn it in. Like, it is no part of your day. And then for those of you that are like, oh, I'm not informed, there are websites that give you all the information that you need to know. You don't even have to click more than twice. You find out who your candidates are. You find out their voting pattern. You find out their party. You find out what they stand for. You can find out everything in the matter of 10 minutes to make an informed enough decision. We live in the technological era, guys. This is not hard stuff. This is not complex equations. This is life or death for some of us. And I know so many people are going to think I'm joking. But 11 people from my hometown were murdered by someone who felt emboldened by the president to take their lives because of their faith. These are real things that are happening. A man sent pipe bombs to people whom the president has specifically named on multiple occasions. Guys, these things are happening. These things are happening. And for people who are like, oh, we can't blame the president for everything, they're literally saying that they got their ideologies, they share their ideologies with the man who is in charge of our country. That is why voting is important. Because terrorists share the same ideologies as our president. That is why voting is important. That is why there is no reason not to vote. Your inaction is costing lives. That's the black and white of it. It really is. We are a country divided right now. And as crazy as it sounds, I am even proud of the red voters. Because even they at least stood up for something. Like, they at least stood up for something. I might not agree with any of their morals. We might not see eye to eye on anything. I don't care. At least they were a part of action. Might have been the wrong action, in my opinion. But they did something. They did something. That's better than not voting. That's better than wasting countless other lives because you didn't feel like, it's the illusion of choice. It doesn't actually matter. Okay, tell that to the 11 families that had to bury people last week. Tell that to the countless other hundreds of people that have died at the hands of white supremacists who are feeling emboldened right now. And again, I said that I wasn't going to shame you because, again, that's not stopping you. But a lot of people are saying that there's an illusion of choice. There's no illusion when everything is happening right in front of our faces. There's no illusion to it. Real people are dying. Real bad things are happening. Real consequences are actually at play here and it all could have been avoided if we all just did our part. It takes no time. You don't owe it to anybody else but yourself. Because who is going to be able to stand up for you in the event that something happens to you? Knowing it could have been completely prevented. Every single vote matters. They all matter. Why do you think voter suppression is such a real thing? And if you don't know what voter suppression is, it's when our government tries to take away voter rights. Like, that's it, black and white. Look it up. It happened the whole time. We haven't seen things like this since, like, Jim Crow. Fun fact, that was like 50 years ago. For those of you who don't know what that is. Oh, I'm proud of America today. You know, I won't say we're riding a blue wave or anything like that, as much as I've been tweeting it, love it. At the end of the day, I'm worried that people might get complicit. We had 8 years of progress, and look where we're at now. So, not to be a Debbie Downer, but our jobs are not done, guys. We have to be out more. We have to continue talking. We have to continue to push people who are actually for the people. We made history yesterday. We made actual history. Oh my God, they're going to talk about November 6th, 2018 in textbooks for the rest of time. Like, oh, we have to keep doing what we have to keep voting. We have to keep being citizens, guys. Voting is a part of citizenship. Like, in other countries, not to be funny, but they don't even like allow it. You vote. It's not like oh, it's your option. No, you vote or there's like serious consequences. Not saying that we should be that extreme, but I see why. I totally see why they do it. Because then no one can ever say that, oh, well, I don't know what to do. We're doing. You can't complain if you didn't actively try to prevent it. And it's so funny because I hear a lot of complaints from people who didn't vote yesterday. Oh, this country is going up. Well, it could have been going a lot better if you would have just took 10 minutes out of your day to vote. Use your voice. Use your vote. Be heard. That's why you have lungs. That's why you talk. That's why we communicate. These things are important, guys. And while I'm all for this whole we have choice, you're right. And understand that your choice to be inactive in a process that requires all of us has very real consequences. So for those of you that say it's an illusion, all right, you might be right. But look at how real the consequences are. That's all I can say. And if you haven't felt the depths of the consequences yet, and I really pray you never have to. I really do. You will kick yourself for not doing the one thing that you could have done to prevent something tragic from happening. That's it. I love you guys. I hope this hits you in the heart. For all of my voters out there, bravo to you. Whether you were red, green, blue, white, I don't care. Thank you for being a part of the process. And for those of you that didn't vote, it's not too late. You can register at any time. Go to vote.org. It is super simple. That's where you can get info on candidates. That's where you can get info on ballot information, where you should vote, how you can vote. It gives you everything. There are hundreds of sites. Be informed, be a citizen, and love your fellow man. Love you guys. I'll see you next week.